Hi Gemini, welcome to your tarot reading for the week of May 12th through the 18th. It's Rena here. I feel like I did your reading and I don't know if I just didn't post it or what. Last week I did two different signs, the reading twice, so I don't know. I do not know. I'm just dividing these. This is my version of, you know, what do you call it? Shuffling. Okay. I wonder if I should pick an additional card. Probably, because the Moon card, to me, is a bit mysterious. Okay, there we go. Here's another Major Arcana. 3 at the bottom here. Okay. The focus of this week is the Ace of Cups, an offer of love. Sometimes this can be the notice of a pregnancy. Now, if it was a pregnancy, it doesn't mean it has to be yours. It could be your child's pregnancy. I mean, when I say child, hopefully an adult child. It can be the birth of a new endeavor that is something near and dear to your heart. So especially with creative pursuits with the cups, a new relationship, a new love relationship that is very soulful, Gemini. And let's look at the foundation card. The Fool card is starting, you know, from scratch and embarking on this wonderful new journey in your life. So, you know, it's interesting because you are going to have a solar return happening later in the month and a new moon in June. So all of this may be, let's, you know, don't worry about the timing so much, but just look at the cards and what they might represent, because it could be showing that you're in this new phase. What crosses you or challenges you is represented by the 9 of Pentacles. This can be an individual who is a very materialistic person. So let's say that you're starting a new relationship with somebody and they have an ex who is trying to, let's say that they just, you know, let's say they got divorced and their ex is still trying to get money from them, or maybe like a, they share a child and this person is constantly trying to get more money. I'm not talking about adequate money. I'm talking about excessive, because the real thing they're trying to do is harass the person and keep them engaged in their life, because you may be involved with somebody who has an ex and wants to be away from that person, and that person keeps engaging them and using money as an excuse to do so. There can even be I guess, I don't know if you would say that this would have to be a female, but we'll say an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who is kind of like interfering with your new beginnings, because the Ace of Cups is a new beginning and the Fool card is a new beginning. The higher message is the 8 of Pentacles, and this is about really doing a good job. So if there's a work situation happening, I would say too, this is an important thing that I should mention, is that the Ace of Cups could be a job offer. But if it's a job offer, it's about something that may be like a heart-centered business, like what I do. It would be, you know, qualify as a heart-centered business, a healing business. I'm not saying that's I'm this great healer. I'm saying that it's labeled as that type of a business because it's involving the spiritual, the heading of spirituality, or whatever kind of dealing with emotions, dealing with just our aspirations. It could be like a creative project, and you may be that Nine of Pentacles, and you're rejecting it because of financial concerns, and yet there is this sense with the Ace of Cups and the Fool card that you are in a new phase of your life, and maybe you are still kind of like holding back, hanging back from that, from really accepting that. The Eight of Pentacles can mean that you are here to do as good a job as you can and work hard. Actually, the Eight of Pentacles is about learning new skills, or how would I say, just perfecting your craft. And I feel like for some people there's this conflict between money and fulfilling your heart's desire, and you have to kind of figure out how you're going to reconcile these two areas. The advice is represented by the Page of Wands, and it's really about gauging your enthusiasm when you start something new. So here's another card that can be about newness. And this can also be for relationships. When you have a relationship that feels right, then you know that it's the right direction. In other words, when you connect with the person emotionally. And sometimes people get very practical about relationships. I don't see that so much for the average Gemini, but anything is possible, especially if you have some inner planets in Taurus, the sign right next to you, or Cancer. But the Page of Wands is about, also, I would say, when you are communicating with others, that you do so in an enthusiastic manner. Especially if you are collaborating with other people, to show that you are interested in what it is that they are offering you, so that you don't miss out on it if there's a time-sensitive quality to it. Because it seems to me that you are definitely potentially starting a new phase in your life in some way. The Page of Wands can even be starting a relationship with a fire sign and really feeling stoked about it. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the opposite sign to you. What is coming in is represented by the Seven of Wands. You may have to prove yourself. The Seven of Wands is actually sometimes a defensive posture where you feel like you're being challenged by someone. And with that Eight of Pentacles, it may be that you have two different situations going on professionally. One is with something that maybe you've studied a certain course. I don't know how to. You've studied a certain profession, or you have a certain certification. The Eight of Pentacles could be getting a different certification, or additional certification. However, there may be something coming up that's more on the creative side also for you that you may be interested in as well. And so you may have a lot of irons in the fire right now. But with the Seven of Wands, you may have to show your stuff and be secure enough to do so. Sometimes I see the Seven of Wands as a defensive posture where you feel like threatened by someone else, perhaps, excessive criticism, and you feel like you have to defend yourself. If you do find yourself in that type of environment, then it tells you that perhaps you're not in the right place, because obviously the ideal situation is somebody really appreciating what you bring to the table professionally, and not acting like you're inadequate. And if you have gotten into that kind of a thing, then that's too bad. But I really see that you have this alternative to fall back on. And maybe the universe is helping you to move in that direction by providing this kind of person who's, you know, telling you that, you know, who's creating that defensiveness within you. Not that, you know, anybody really does create it within you, but you're feeling triggered by that. The outcome is a moon card. This could be a timing card because there is a full moon in Sag at the end of May. So this may be down the pike. This will be in your 7th house of partnership. And obviously that's a general, that's in the general sense, because it does depend on your degree of Gemini. Now, if there is somebody, possibly an earth sign, that has been problematic in your life, then perhaps at the end of the month, that will be when they are exposed. Because the moon card can be secrets, and maybe those secrets will be exposed. Maybe you have been operating under some kind of half-truth that's been provided to you by an earth sign individual. And you have assumed certain things that just weren't true because you didn't know the whole story. But even in that case, I think that would be an old relationship. I don't think it's like with the Ace of Cups individual. I think that's a new relationship that's getting off the ground. And the card I picked as clarification is the Star card. And this is a card of feeling hopeful, feeling healed, and feeling like your life is probably like it's getting back on track. The Star card connects to Aquarius, if that means anything to you. And so you might even find that your wishes are coming true in some regard, whether it's professionally or with a certain person that you have been wanting to be with. And so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Gemini. Oh, I wanted to say, you know, the moon rules Cancer, so maybe that's the person who is the Ace of Cups. You know, cups are water signs. Other water signs are Scorpio and Pisces, but it's interesting, maybe a Pisces too. Definitely with Gemini, I could see a Pisces, both mutable signs. And in that case, because the moon sign is connected to Pisces, even though it rules Cancer, for some reason it's connected to Pisces. And yeah, so all's well that ends well. And I hope that you enjoyed this, Gemini. If you'd like a private reading, my website is provided below this video, so you can click on the link if you're interested. Take care. Bye.